are in 2001. Please help me welcome from Veneta, Pennsylvania, and a member of the Mary Kay National Area Independent Future Executive Senior Sales Director, LisaAnne's. Okay, and I'm going to switch over to the handheld for LisaAnne, excuse me. She knows who I am. I know. They love me. We got it? Can you hear? Okay.
All right, well, first of all, I just want to say kudos to Brianna. It was a fabulous class on now, right? Wow, got so much out of that. We're going to do a little old school Mary Kay, because it's your last class of the day and I want you awake. So if you would please stand up, and you're going to sing with me, okay? If you've been around a while, you should know this, okay? I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. Now faster. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. All right. I-oh. All right, I want to know in this room, if you are a brand new red jacket, please stand up. I want to meet you. Congratulations. If you are a brand new team leader with 5 to 7 on your team, would you please stand up? I want to meet you. Congratulations. And if you are coveting my suit, you are dying to get in this suit, you're a director in qualification, would you please stand? All right, our DIQs, don't sit down. Put up your pinky. I want you to pinky promise me you're going to come find me at leadership conference while you are wearing your brand new director suit. Will you pinky promise me that? All right, so Mary Kay Ash taught that leaders teach, they motivate, they care. Leaders make sure the way to success is always broad enough and straight enough for others to follow. You're in the right place at the right time. Do you really know that in your heart of hearts? That you are in the right place at the right time in this company. And as a leader, we want to have confidence, right? All right, I want to tell you a story about me being a red jacket. This is going back in the archives of Lisa Ann Harmon's memory, but I still remember. As a new consultant, I wanted to go to my very first fall retreat as a red jacket, right? I wanted to wear that red jacket. The red jackets sat up front at my unit meeting. The red jackets got to speak. The red jackets walked cuter. They had nicer earrings. They sat a little bit taller. And I wanted to be a red jacket, right? It was a very deep personal why, right? I wanted to sit in the front row. For whatever reason it was, I wanted to be in that red jacket. I went to fall retreat with 2 active people. Now we're going to talk about confidence today. That's the class the company wanted me to talk about, is confidence. And I want to tell you that while I was disappointed about missing that goal, I went into fall retreat with my confidence high. You want to know why? I was holding 2 to 3 parties a week. So my confidence was high based upon what I was doing. Now, then reality sets in and we have things happen, like somebody returns a skincare set. Somebody ghosts you. You get porched. Have you been porched yet? You know what it is? It means you show up to their house and you're standing on the porch and they don't answer the door. If you've not been porched yet, you've not been in the field enough. Just saying. So you have all of these things happen and your confidence goes in the toilet. Anybody else ever had that happen? So I started to really question if I could do this business. I started doubting who I was as a person and my ability to move forward. My self-confidence took a hit because of those things, because I didn't know how to make it happen. Now, was it my self-confidence or was it my self-esteem? You see, my self-confidence was low because I wasn't holding parties. But my self-esteem was low because I was attaching my self-worth to whether I was in the front row, if I was queen of sales, had I earned my car yet. I had started attaching my self-confidence, or my self-esteem, to my position in the company and my actions in the company. So guess what? I was in a really bad place because I was mixing up self-esteem and self-confidence. So that's what I want to talk about first. Before we talk about building your self-confidence, I want you to understand the difference. Mary Kay Ash, which is my passion in life, is to carry on the faith and culture of Mary Kay Ash by building leaders who do the same. That is my mission statement. Mary Kay Ash said, don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do, but you can go as far as the mind lets you. Remember, what you believe, you can achieve. So I want you to write down those 3 words: conceive, believe, achieve, because we're going to come back to those. So I want to talk to you about the difference between self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. If you research this on Google, there's a whole lot of people that don't understand the difference between these words. I'm very entertained by it. So we need to have high self-confidence with our skills, right? You are leaders. You are now leading a team, and many of you want to lead a unit, right? So we have to have high self-confidence about our skills. But even more important is your self-esteem. It's the value that you place on who you are as a person. It is not based on what you are doing. So self-confidence comes from skill. It's what you do. You might make a mean lasagna, and your confidence is really high. You may be only doing facials and on-the-go appointments, and your confidence might be really low about holding an in-person party. Its confidence is simply based on skill. You could be a nurse, and you could have given 100 immunizations, and come into Mary Kay, and your confidence be low about the skills of Mary Kay, right? Are you seeing how I'm pulling out the difference? You can have a low self-confidence around a skill, but value who you are. And can I just tell you, every level that you move up in Mary Kay, every level, new devil, right? Every level, there's going to be something else, a new skill that you need to learn. Every level that you move up. So if we know that, we can't have our self-confidence based upon our self-esteem based upon what we do. It has to be based upon who we are as people. I'm still learning, right? If you're, Mary Kay Ash used to say, if you're green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you're not learning anymore. If you're ripe, you're rot, right? I don't ever want to be rot. Okay, so let's talk about how I know that you have self-confidence. You sit tall. I love when I say that, because all of a sudden you have good eye contact. You walk quickly through a crowd. What does that say about you, right? Your body posture speaks so highly. And it's also, you can have high confidence, but your body posture may say something differently. If you slouch, you sit back in the chair, you sit in the back row all of the time. I tell my gals, and I'm so proud because they're say, you are front row kind of women, you are not back row kind of women, you are front row kind of women, and they're sitting in the front row. I'm so proud. But self-confidence is action. So, Mary Kay Ash, confidence is built by one small success after another. So when you consistently book appointments, you're going to have confidence high in booking. You don't have confidence as a habit, then you're going to be low confidence in your habits. So I want you to understand how this is so different from self-esteem. Self-esteem, so self-confidence is external. Self-esteem is internal. It's who you are. It is not attached to your title. It is not attached to the jacket that you wear. It is not attached to how clean your home is. And it is definitely not attached. Not attached. If you're a mother, look at me. your self-esteem is not attached to your children's successes or failures in life. Self-esteem is internal. It's how you value yourself. So you could be a really experienced Mary Kay consultant, and I'm going to guess there's a lot of those in here. Really experienced. You've been in Mary Kay for a while. You could probably get up here and teach a class on booking, coaching, selling, and team building, right? Your self-esteem might not be in a place where you believe in yourself in a way to challenge yourself to go to that next place. High self-esteem means you love yourself, you love other people, and you allow God to love you. So we want you to have both, right? We want to have high self-esteem, we want to have high self-confidence, low self-esteem. I really want you to hear me this. If your self-esteem is attached to your title, you are going to have a roller coaster of a journey. If you saw the plaques in my office, I've kept all my plaques. And they up, down, big, small, big, small, big, up, down, right? If my self-esteem were attached to my production, the car that I drive, I would be a mess all of the time. I want you to know, as a $1 million director, I have missed more goals than I have hit, right? That's the reality of this game. So my self-esteem cannot be attached to that. All right, let's talk about self-worth. Self-worth is this stable core of who you are as a person. Nothing changes it. You being happy, sad, hit a goal, miss a goal, the weather's bad, your family, you get in a fight, nothing changes it. It's based on your core values. For me personally, I am a child of God. I know that I am loved by God. I was created in God's image. I am saved by my faith in Jesus Christ. And there is nothing that you will ever say or do, or that I say or do, that will ever change that. My mood won't change my self-worth. My actions don't change my self-worth. Your words to me won't change my self-worth. Do you see why this is so important? We can't just have a conversation about confidence. I can teach you how to do the correct booking approach. I can teach you to memorize it. But if you don't believe in who you are, that you are created by the God in the universe who loves you, created you in his image, if you don't have a strong self-worth, it's impossible to believe everything that he has for you. So hear my heart on that, okay? So there is a difference between self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. So I want to tell you about 3 amazing women in my life. Carlissa is the first person I want to tell you about. I asked each of I have 3 new directors, and I asked them, what helped with your self-confidence? And so you're really going to hear from 3 people who've moved rather recently. So Carlissa started DIQ as a mother of 4, pregnant with her 5th. She did 100 faces her first month of DIQ. In that same month, they had an absolutely huge tragedy that is hard to even fathom happened. But despite what was going on, her confidence was very high in her Mary Kay because she was in the field. Her self-esteem and her self-worth were high because she knows who she is. She said that her activity is what built her confidence. That's the bottom line. And her words, there's no other way that anyone can do it for you. You have to be willing to do the work and willing to be coachable. Carlissa finished DIQ in her 8th month of pregnancy, and her car came in the day she gave birth. So we picked up her car with her little, 5-day-old little guy. So, second person I want to tell you about, her name is Dottie. Dottie is a full-time nurse, and she has a huge responsibility with her aging mom. Dottie said first, so she gave me, we call her Detail Dottie. So she gave me 4 bullet points of how she grew confidence. She said the first is that you have to be time sensitive to things like booking, coaching, selling, team building. You have to do them on repeat, and you have to do them close together. Have you ever heard this quote? In fact, I want you to write this down. The success of your business is dependent upon the length of time between your parties. The success of your business is dependent upon the length of time between your parties. I want to say your confidence is attached to that as well. Second, she said you have to be mindful of what feeds you to work more than just your why. When you aren't feeling confident, what's going to take you back to your why so that you push through? For her, what she discovered is it was music, worship music. She loves podcasts. She watches YouTube videos. When she was really feeling down, she would switch to worship music. Elevation Worship has this song. It's called A Million Little Miracles. And so that was one of the things that she described. We all have to have our own. That was what Dottie discovered that brought her back. And she found that motivated her more to get back to her why more than anything else. The third point in her 4-point point to me was that she dreaded but had to do the math. You have to track your numbers. She had to find a system that worked for her. Y'all know this. I'm sure you can quote it. Attract number grows. Fourth thing she said is remember that your dreams are attached to somebody else's. If we don't push through the feelings, we are keeping someone else from experiencing what we know and love about our business. All right. So Carlissa finished 15 months ago. Dottie finished a year ago while we were at seminar. Andrea finished 3 months ago. So Andrea is a full-time teacher. She is a gymnastics coach, a cheerleading coach. She does a ton of really small school in a small school system. So, she has a lot of responsibility there. She's a mom to 4, a grandmother of 8. And Andrea finished her DIQ in March, which is a really busy month for teachers. And so what she said I thought was so profound. Who's been in Mary Kay longer than 2 years? Wow. Longer than 5. Longer than 10. Longer than 15. Longer than 20. Longer than 25. This is what Andrea said. She wished she would have taken this opportunity seriously 25 years ago and got it done fast so that she could enjoy it for a longer period of time. Powerful, isn't it? She also said it helps if you grow as a person. Andrea participated in every book club that I held, every pace setter. She was on every meeting. And so she was growing as a human being. And she said the faster you grow stronger, and your business is going to become stronger because of the person that you are coming. So here's my question to you. I want you to think about these 3 things. Where are you with your self-confidence based upon your skills as a star team builder in Mary Kay? Not anything else. Booking, coaching, selling, team building, time management, money management, people skills, right? Those are skill things. You could throw in there social media too if you want, right? That's a skill, right? Has nothing to do with who we are as people. So maybe write down where you might want to work on your self-confidence based upon your skill. Write down right now on your paper, what is it that you want to grow in your confidence with your skills? One of the things I asked my family of consultants and directors the other day is, what is your intention to get out of seminar? When you go in with the intention, like for instance, let's say you're not good at booking parties for parties. I'll tell you a funny story about that, but you're not good at it. So have an intention that you're going to learn that before you go. It might be the person in line at the bathroom who tells you, and that builds your skills. So I went right into a Cadillac as a new director, and I knew what the correct booking approach was, and I was teaching it, which is really bad. You should never teach stuff you don't do. I don't do that anymore. So I went as a court of sales earning person in my pink Cadillac to a party at this wealthy lady's house. I thought, man, I really want to tap into these people. I've never said the correct booking approach to anybody at any party, and I drove there in a pink Cadillac. Okay, so I'm just being real with you, okay? So I'm sitting on the couch, the party's at the dining room table, and I'm sitting in the family room, and I close the sale. Did you have fun? What'd you learn? How'd your face feel? What's a good place to start? This, that, or this, that, right? And then, I'm telling you, I had sweat in like all spots. You know how you get, right? At every party, I always select several ladies that I'd most like to have as my future hostesses. And today I've selected you, Amy. I could tell you just love the product. You're so engaging. Tell me when we get together for your follow-up, is there any reason why you want to share it with a couple of your friends? My heart is pounding, I'm sweating, and she goes, sure, I'd love to. And I thought, why in the world did I take 2 years to learn how to say the correct booking approach? Okay, so self-confidence, self-esteem. Is your self-esteem attached to anything else other than who you are as a person, internal? Do a gut check right now. If you realize that you're valuing yourself because you're not in a red jacket or because you did do court of sales, your self-esteem is in the wrong place. And your self-worth. Is it a core value that you have, that you know your worth as a human being? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about confidence. We want to build confidence as a Star Team Builder, working this business full circle. Booking, coaching, selling, team building. We used to say, until they started changing it to the court of sharing, but really we're recruiting, just FYI. So we used to say, book, coach, sell, recruit, that's how you get the suit. Book, coach, sell, team build, that's how you get, does it rhyme? But that is how you move forward in this company, right? And remember, the length of time between your parties determines the success of your business. So ask yourself, when was the last time you booked 8 parties to hold 5? Because that's the next place that you want to go. If you teach them and show them, then let them show you. So this was about, 14, 15 years ago. And I was just feeling really lackluster in knowing how to train my new consultants. So I called my best friend Kim, who's a national sales director. At the time, she was the director. And I said, could I just come up and watch you do a new consultant party? And she had, I think there were like 5 or 6 new consultants in there, and me in the back row. Not one consultant in there took notes. I took 15 pages of notes, which I thought was pretty ironic that I walked in there as a $1 million director and took more notes than the new people, which is a true story. So I watched her, I went over my notes, and then I readapted mine. I've done that with parties, you guys. Every couple years, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm as current as I need to be. So I just go sit and watch somebody who's really good at it, and then I imitate it, and then I have to do it a whole lot of times in order for me to build that skill. So where in your life, in your business, can you do that for you? Mary Kay Ash said, help other people get what they want, and then you'll get what you want. And so what is it that you want right now? I did have the privilege of meeting Mary Kay Ash. I was a brand new director. I was 7 months pregnant. The year that I became a director, we went from a red jacket to a red suit. I was very happy. For you pregnant people who look all cute with your little ball, back then we wore a tent. So I had about 5 yards of fabric around like this. And Mary Kay was a very petite woman, and like a Simone Biles kind of height. She was a teeny little person. And I waited in 2 hours in high heels, 7 months pregnant, in a long line to meet her. Mary Kay was in her 70s in high heels and pantyhose. Back then we wore pantyhose all the time. And greeted every person warmly. And I was kind of a blubbering idiot, just to be honest. So, Mary Kay, my unit sensor low. And she patted my hand. She had the softest hands. And she looked at you right eye to right eye. Mary Kay used to say, when you look right eye to right eye with somebody that denotes honesty and sincerity, when you look left eye to left eye, people think you're shifty. And so we concentrated on looking right eye to right eye. And then she patted my hand, and she looked me in the eye, and she said, help other people get what they want, then you'll get what you want. You guys, that shifted me from right then. My confidence became not about what I was getting for myself, my ring, my car, my suit, my blah, 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 blah. It became about what can I do to empower the people around me. If you can remember that the confidence that you grow in your skills, the self-esteem that you acquire by who you are as a person, and that your self-worth is so attached to the core of who God made you to be, that is going to empower you more than anything else to help other people get what they want, and then you'll get what you want. Thanks for being a great audience. Have a great seminar tonight.